Building a business is very much like building a car. A car is a system of systems. A car consists of an electrical system, fuel system, brake system, hydraulic system, and so on. If one of the systems breaks, the car shuts down or becomes unsafe. The human body is also a system of systems. We have the blood system, respiratory system, digestive system, skeletal system, and more. If one of the systems breaks, the body may also shut down. In many ways, learning to be an entrepreneur is like going to school to become an auto mechanic or a medical doctor. Just as a medical doctor will look at X-rays or your blood tests, an entrepreneur will look at the BI triangle to assess the overall health and vitality of his or her business. After building and rebuilding my nylon wallet business several times, and building and rebuilding other businesses, analyzing businesses became easier and easier. Today, instead of fear, there is excitement. Today, instead of great risks, I see great opportunities. Today, I know that if I lost everything, I could rebuild it. That is why going through all 4 of the business schools, gaining school smarts as well as street smarts, was a great education. Which is more important? Often I am asked, what is more important for an entrepreneur, school smarts or street smarts? Today, my answer is both. To be a successful entrepreneur, you and your team need to be school smart and street smart. When you look at the BI triangle, you can see why. While all 5 levels require street smarts, the legal and cash flow levels really do require a school-trained professional. Obviously, for the legal level you want an attorney, and for the cash flow level, you want an accountant, preferably a CPA. As obvious as this may sound, you would be surprised how many people come to me wanting advice on how to build a business without an accountant or attorney on their team. Team smarts. An entrepreneur needs to know the difference between school smarts and street smarts. More important, an entrepreneur needs to have team smarts, which means finding the best combination of people required by the task at hand. To win in business, ultimately, it is team smarts that wins. In Jim Collins's best-selling book Good to Great, HarperCollins, 2001, he talks about the need to make sure you have the right people on the bus and that they are in the right seats on the bus. It is important to have a team with the talent necessary for all the jobs in the BI triangle. More important, Jim talks about how important it is to get the wrong people off your bus. 3 big mistakes. When it comes to legal and accounting professionals, I have noticed 3 basic mistakes entrepreneurs make. 1. The entrepreneur does not have or does not seek proper legal and accounting advice before setting up his or her business. 2. The entrepreneur listens to his or her accountant or attorney too much. Many times I have asked the entrepreneur who is running the business, the entrepreneur, the accountant, or the attorney. Always remember, even if they are smarter than you in certain subjects, it's you who pays their bills. You need to decide the course of your business. 3. The entrepreneur has an accountant or attorney who is not part of the entrepreneur's team. This does not mean you have to employ them full-time. It simply means you need to trust them. They need to know everything and want to know everything. You need to be intimate. Rich Dad used to say, having a part-time accountant or attorney is like having a part-time husband or wife. The difference between school smarts and street smarts. A. Thinker. Analytical skills, critical thinker. T. Thinker. Technical skills, expertise. C. Thinker. Creative thinker, flexible logic. P. Thinker. People skills, personal leadership. On the left side are characteristics generally associated with school smart people. The right side is generally associated with street smart people. My rich dad said, if you are to develop as an entrepreneur, you will need to develop all 4 areas of yourself. I will refer again to these traits, and they should become clearer with each example. For now, I will briefly explain each quadrant. A thinker. We all know people with great analytical skills. They enjoyed solving math problems in school. If you offer a new idea, they will probably be critical or cynical more than open to the new idea. Rather than make a quick decision, they will usually think and analyze the situation for a long period of time before deciding. Before making a decision, they will come back to you and ask for more details. C. Thinker. We all know people who are creative artists in their work. This does not mean they are artists who paint. It's just that they are creative. They could be accountants or attorneys. They like to see the big picture. They think outside the box. C. Thinkers often drive a thinkers crazy. Flexible logic means they are flexible in what makes sense to them. For example, when I say, I can make more money when the market is crashing, C thinkers may be better able to grasp that logic more than an A thinker. In other words, C thinkers can take something illogical and make it fit their logic. They are more open-minded. A thinkers often just reject anything that does not fit their way of thinking. T thinker. We all know people who are technical wizards. They may be computer wizards who speak a language found only on Mars. Or they may be motorheads who think everyone knows how to drop a transmission and fix it. T thinkers are often the exact opposite of P thinkers. Why? Because T thinkers seem to be most comfortable with people who enjoy the same technical subject they do. They attend computer conventions just to meet other computer geeks. They hang out in auto parts stores just to meet someone they can talk to. P thinker. In high school, the strongest P thinkers often ran for student body officer or were voted most popular. These people can start a conversation with anyone, unlike the T thinker. At a party, P thinkers are the stars. Everyone invites them to their parties because they make the party fun. In business, the staff and employees love this person. They will do anything for a P thinker. In business, P thinkers can make great leaders if they also possess the necessary business skills. When they speak, people listen. Different thinker, different entrepreneur. As you may have already guessed, each different type of thinker will be attracted to different types of entrepreneurial businesses. For example, a T thinker motorhead may enjoy opening an auto parts store. An A thinker lawyer may like opening a law practice. A C thinking medical doctor may want to become a cosmetic surgeon. And P thinkers may become perpetual politicians, always running for office. They may also become a minister, ministering to their flock. Or they may become entertainers, getting paid to be the center of attention. All four are important. Rich Dad said, all four types of thinkers are important for a business. Small businesses stay small or fail because they lack one or more of the different types of thinkers. One of the reasons why my nylon surfer wallet business failed was that we were too strong in the C and P categories and very weak in the on T categories. Many self-employed entrepreneurs are very strong in the A or T category. A person may be a great lawyer in the A category or a great electrician in the T category. These people are very smart and experts in one market niche, and do best on their own. They may struggle to grow because they are weak in the core P category. In the world of investing, an A or T person will invest differently from a C or P person. A and T people want a precise formula to follow. They want to see the numbers and analyze them repeatedly. C or P investors are more interested in exotic deals or want to know who the other players are in the deal. Notice the word player, which means people are important in the investment equation. This is important for P thinkers. When I do my classes on investing, I will often have a group of people ask, tell me what to do. What is the formula you followed? When I hear such questions, I know they are probably our T thinkers. It drives them crazy when I say, we just created the investment. We got together with a group of people and put the deal together and made a lot of money. It drives them crazy because our way of investing does not fit their logic system. It is easy for A and T thinkers to follow a formula such as, save money, get out of debt, invest for the long term, and diversify. This formula soothes their need for a logical formula for investing, even though it is not the greatest investment formula. They may get frustrated with my formulas since they may not have minds that allow flexible logic. Rich Dad's advice. Rich Dad was concerned about my becoming an entrepreneur because I was weak in all four categories. I was not strong as an A, T, P, or C thinker. He said, you have to find one category and become good at it. On a Lego tablet, he wrote down the 5 jobs of the BI triangle. Product, legal, systems, communications, cash flow. He then said, I don't think you have a realistic chance in the legal, systems, or cash flow levels of the BI triangle. You have not done well in school and you probably never will. I don't think you'll ever go back to school and become a lawyer, accountant, or engineer. That leaves the product level and the communications level. Choose one and commit the rest of your life to being the best at that level. And that is how I decided to leave the Marine Corps and work for the Xerox Corporation. In 1974, I decided my best chance for success as an entrepreneur was to be an expert at communicating to people. I was not a natural P thinker, but I decided it was a category I was willing to study for the rest of my life. Today, I have tremendous respect for people with school smarts, people who are creative and can design products, or legal minds who have made the study of law their life, or engineers who are great at systems. I have tremendous respect for smart accountants who know how to keep track of where the cash has been flowing. Why become an expert at only one level? When I asked my rich dad why I should become an expert at one level, his reply was, if you want to have the best team around you, you need to be the best at something as well. If you are only mediocre at communications, then you will never need the best attorneys, engineers, designers, or accountants. You will only need mediocre ones because you are mediocre. An expert at all levels. Some self-employed people do not do as well as they could because they feel they have to be experts at all 5 levels. They are often smart and good at all 5 levels, but they may not be strong at all levels. This may be why they often stay in the S quadrant. If you want to be a success in the B quadrant, you need to be the best at one of the levels, and then build a team of experts around you that fill in the rest of the levels. Overcoming my shyness, I would say I became pretty good at sales, marketing, writing, speaking, and creating informational products. If not for years of training at the communication level and developing my thinking abilities, I doubt if the Rich Dad Company would have become as successful as it has become. Today, the Rich Dad Company has strong product design teams, aggressive and smart legal teams, and established international distribution systems, as well as internal systems, marketing communication systems throughout the world, and a world-class accounting team keeping the cash flowing. As a business, we have thousands of people throughout the world working for us, or our products. As the old saying goes, the Rich Dad Company was an overnight success, but it took years to get there. Before you quit your job. The business school of the streets is a very tough school. I still have memories of walking around New York City, running out of money, knocking on doors, hoping to find someone who would say yes to my nylon wallets. I love New York City, yet I always know that it can be a very cruel city if you are poor, unsuccessful, and unknown. Although the Rich Dad Company's offices are in Scottsdale, Arizona, the engines of the business are located in New York City and cities all over the world. It is exciting to have access to the offices of some of the most powerful companies in the world, companies such as Time Warner, Viacom, American Express, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fortune, Businessweek magazine, Forbes magazines, The New York Times, New York Post, and CNN. It is even more exciting to do, or propose to do, business with them. Yet as successful as we have been over the last 8 years, I always remember the streets of New York, and how cold the city can become if one of the levels of the BI triangle becomes weak. So before quitting your job, know that your most important job is to develop yourself. If you will dedicate yourself to becoming a great entrepreneur, you will find it easier to find great people to be members of your team. If you can put together a great team, you will find it easier to be successful wherever you are. So it is not a matter of which kind of smarts is more important. Just remember, it is very important to strive to be as smart as you can be, both in street smarts and in school smarts. Sharon's Insights. Lesson number 4. Success reveals your failures. As Robert explained, Rich Dad described 4 different types of business schools. They are 1. The traditional business school. 2. The family business school. 3. The corporate business school. 4. The business school of the streets. While all 4 of these can provide valuable training, as they did in Robert's case, do you have to have all 4 to succeed as an entrepreneur? The answer is, it depends. While each of the 4 provides valuable education and training, they are not prerequisites for success. But how do we succeed without them? If you do not have traditional business school experience, you can still work toward gaining the education through alternative methods. Community colleges offer business and entrepreneurial programs. The Small Business Association offers seminars, and local organizations offer seminars and mentoring services to entrepreneurs. There are many books and online resources to support an entrepreneur's desire for education. FOCUSONTHEFIVEJOBSOFTHEBI triangle. Without traditional business school education, finding and using these other sources can speed your path to success. By focusing on education specific to developing the skills of the 5 jobs of the BI triangle, you can better prepare yourself in building a team that can support you. BECOMEANEXPERTINONEJOB. As Rich Dad advised Robert, you may want to consider focusing your efforts on becoming an expert in one of the 5 jobs. Like Robert, you may want to focus on the communications level. Generally, the entrepreneur will be the most passionate and effective salesperson for his or her company. Being able to sell is essential in convincing investors to invest in your company as well as selling your company's products to consumers. As both Rich Dad and Robert advise, being able to sell is a very important business skill for an entrepreneur. Expert advisors. As we have discussed in many instances, you can leverage the experience and education of your advisors to fill in areas in which you may be weak. For instance, during my years in public accounting, I was exposed to many successful companies as well as many companies that were not so successful. This experience, combined with my education as a CPA, has been invaluable in the businesses I have started over the last 25 years. Your accountant may be able to provide this expertise to you in your business. Find and engage good advisors, then listen to them. Ask as many questions as you want. Those questions are the key to making sure that the advisor takes all of the important questions into account when providing their advice, but make sure that the advice from the experts factors in your decisions. One of the mistakes that I have seen entrepreneurs make is to ignore any advice that they don't like. It makes no sense to pay good money for advice, and then ignore it. You may not always follow the advice, but it should be a factor in your considerations. In the end, it's your job to make the decision, but it is the advisor's job to make sure that the decision that you make is an informed decision. It is your job as an entrepreneur to determine